Hey guys, it's me, Tori, aka Miss NG with thenakedgardeners.com. And recently I was talking with a lot of people about our American Bresse expansion, and I wanted to take you guys along today with our new group that we are going to be merging with our other groups and show you some of the things that we do on our property before we merge them. As mentioned in a previous video, I have 3 age groups here, and one of which in that group is the Green Fire line. Now when that group was hatched out, I did do a toe punch on that group to help me identify them when it came to this day to do these things. This group is starting to jump around as seen in a previous video, so I am going to be clipping their wings. I'll show you my process on that. They're getting very excited, so we're about to need to jump into this. But I also want to show you some of the character flaws that are helping us decide which one's going to be a meat bird and which one is actually going to be in our breeding program. This week these birds are 13, 11, and 10 weeks old. So I want you to be mindful of that as you see them and the characteristics we're going to show you.
I don't see any markings. They got good feet covered.
Good feet, and it's a hen.
So that's the original?
Yeah. Looking at her feet, there's no... Okay, you're fine, girl. So I want to show you guys what I do. I'm usually by myself when I do this. So I want to show you how to do it if you're by yourself. I hold my bird close to me like this, and I pull the wing out. And I just start at the bottom. These are just flight feathers. This does not hurt the bird at all. All this is going to do is knock off its balance so that it's not comfortable to take a flighty trip over the fence. You're fine. You're fine. And so, girl, calm down. So that's one American Bresse, original American Bresse. How are we marking them? The yellow bands? Now we don't have to mark the roosters, only the Green Fire rooster. I think I want to replace the Green Fire rooster we have because he sounds congested. We'll see. I want to back up.
That's a rooster?
Yeah. Oh, you're fine, buddy. You're fine. I'm just gonna look at his feet. I want to look at his feet. See? Do you have any holes? Okay, this is going to be a meat bird.
Yeah. So we won't mark him.
Yeah, but we will cut his flight feathers. I'll let you. We have too many really good American Bresse roosters for our original crew. And this guy has very light feet. I don't know if you can tell. They're not the deep dark blue that we are looking for our line. So this is going to be a meat bird.
We got a lot of roosters.
This boy has some beautiful blue feet. He is not a Green Fire. He does have characteristics. I'm looking at him.
What I'm doing now is I'm just checking his kill bone to make sure it's straight, and checking his back because a few times we had what we call Quasimodo backs, and just want to make sure that if he does stay for some reason that he be at least decent.
But we know this guy's going to be a meat bird.
Yeah.
But otherwise, he's a good looking bird.
Arr, me mateys.
They have really great temperament, this group. I haven't had any like bad, look, he's so docile.
And that's what good breeding does. trying to get back in there.
Here, you hold that.
Is that it? You didn't like your wings to be held down? So one of the things that we look for is their beak. Make sure there's no cross beak. Sometimes that could be due to humidity, genetics. We also look at the white earlobe. Some people, some breeders like to look for the dark eyes. We don't care about that part. We really just care about the meat quality of the bird. She has a nice kill bone, straight, nothing wrong with her back, and look like she might be a good breeder. We'll see.
She's got good looking legs too. They're not that light color that I've seen on some of them. Oh. She does not like her wings touched. So this is the first green fire rooster I came across, and I know that it is because, let me see if I can show you this. I did a toe punch and it's extra spread apart right there, which happens when you do it when they're really young. When they grow a little bit bigger, it'll just be not as much of a web like it is on that foot. We need to see if he has any defects because this might be a keeper. We need at least one more green fire rooster. We lost one this past year. And so we're looking for any defects or any reason not to keep him. And I don't know how many of these green fire roosters we're going to end up with because we're not done looking at them all. So it's going to be, we're going to mark them in kind of a contest of seeing which one of those is the best. I need to get the scissors.
And get a red one. Actually get a green one since it's green pine.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to put this on his left foot first.
Right foot.
Oh, I thought you said left.
For females.
Oh.
Guys are always right.
So that he likes the males to have their band on the right foot because he thinks males are always right.
At least on this farm it is. Jeez Louise.
There. It was hard to get it on there.
That's what she said.
Shut up. So I just caught this one. This is actually another green fire rooster. He is not going to make the cut, and I want to show you.
The one inside.
Yeah. He's not going to make the cut, and I want to. Boy, they just found their voice the past 2 weeks. I want you to see his feet.
His toes.
Yeah.
So his toes is like different pigments at the very end of it.
And this is green fire line.
Yeah. And then they've been plucking at his tail.
Yeah. For some reason.
So we got to spray some blue coat on there to cover it up because chickens will always try to attack red. So we got to cover that up and make it a distraction for them.
Okay. All right, buddy.
So here's a good example of what we are looking for. I like his comb. Look at his earlobes. He got a great earlobe. And his wattle is a good looking wattle.
He's nice and wide too.
Yeah, and ooh. And that's the reason why we're not keeping him.
No, the real reason.
Ooh. Ooh. So one of the reasons why we're not keeping him is just his feet.
Look how light they are.
They're just too light of a color.
Show the top of it.
So, and he's kind of aggressive, as you can see. See? So he's going to be definitely a meat bird.
Freezer camp, it is, sir.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
This one is a rooster, and oh wow, he got also on his tail. So some of the flaws that he has is he has the splash.
Yeah, we found, and it was hiding. Like we
Yeah.
had to like really look for it. And then when I was clipping his wing,
He had a little splash of black right there. And that's from a genetics. We got it from a particular breeder, a hatchery. And originally, and we had to breed all of those splashes out of our flock itself. So
anytime we come across it, they're just not going to be part of our breeding program. This right here is a green fire, and I can tell it shows a really good toe punch that I did, but look how light those feet are. That is not a characteristic that we would want. This is going to be a meat bird. Sorry, dude.
So this right here is what we're trying to breed out. Sometimes it could be a genetic issue. Sometimes it could just be a incubator issue. So
with the humidity is what I heard.
Yeah, so this is a meat bird.
So that took a lot of time. We even had to have a water break. We ended up with 66 birds total. Again, we weren't sure exactly how many that we had. Of the 66, 33 are going to be meat birds. 33 are going to be keepers. We realized that we needed to keep an extra American Bresse male, and we were noticing that one of them was being extra sweet and hanging out with us. So we decided to designate him as the keeper because we ended up with so many more females than we thought we were going to have, right?
Yeah.
Which is a good thing because we do need to expand the operation in that way with our egg laying. And we were very picky about how dark the legs were, absolutely no defects. We were looking for perfection this round. This is our third upbreeding, right?
Yeah.
And it takes a lot. Like this is probably what, once a year that we do this?
Yeah, about once a year. And we tried to do it, last year we did it at the beginning or towards the summer of the time frame. This year, since everything is a lot slower now on the homestead, we decided to start doing it around the fall time frame.
And I do plan on doing this. Ultimately, I want to do this twice a year because we do need to have more meat birds. So for us, nothing goes to waste. All of those defects are going to be amazing meat, as I have mentioned before. And so these birds, like for us, are just a win-win in that way.
We are going to be breeding more next year, but it's going to be mostly to fill freezers. And we are going to be doing a premium chicken butchering workshop. So that way when we have some to sell and also to butcher. So if you're interested in being part of that workshop and want to get more information, check out our website. It's going to have some details of when those classes are going to be held.
And that's going to be a valuable thing to look into if this is the direction that you want to go for your homestead. Some of the biggest things that we have found in people that are interested in this bird, we are routinely seeing them not get enough to do what we're doing. You really need to at least have, I would say, 20 to 30 chicks to start in a good spot because you're not going to keep all of them. For the operation, we've been able to do this because we started with a larger group. A lot of those were not ones that we kept. If you only get like 10, it's going to take you probably 3+ years to even scratch the surface of where we're at right now. Now I know some of you also do your own similar breeding programs. We have really started from scratch. We don't have this down to an exact science. We're just doing this for what works for us, and I'm really interested in any tips that you might have in any breeding program that you have that might be easier for us. Comment down below and let us know what you do to keep track of your birds. Recently, I was explaining all of my reasons for why we are here doing this right now. If you're interested in that video, I'm going to put that up to the side and down in the comments down below. And until the next time,
let's grow together.